Radio land. Now look here, I'm going to show y'all how to make, this is a real quick recipe and it's good enough to where, you know what I mean, get the truck started now. We're not going to be fooling around. I done already been down here in the neighborhood and I got this here flour, and I don't know what kind it is there, it's just flour, and I kept some aside to go in the skillet. I've got the skillet in the oven heating at 425 degrees. It's a cast iron skillet. Got it in the oven. I got the flour in yonder, and I borrowed this here baking powder from the girl across the road. And you see, I'm gonna put about 3 of them spoonfuls in there. There's no need to be measuring this stuff right here. Just get her done. So I got the powdered sugar. I had that left over from the recipe I cooked the other day. I'm going to put like 5 of them in there. I mean, you don't need to be writing this down. And I got this here root beer soda. Borrowed it from the lady across the way down there that's got the cat. But anyway, it's root beer soda. And I'm going to, you see what I'm putting in? I'm going to put about half of it, maybe a little bit more. I'm going to put that right in yonder with that flour and sugar and baking powder. I got all of that in yonder. And you see what I'm doing here? I'm using a spoon, but we're going to get it hands-on here in a minute. You cannot go wrong with this recipe if you're following along as you should be. I'm gonna put a little more in there because I want it a little bit more soupier. That's what I'm telling you, that you don't need to be measuring this stuff. Put it in there until it feels right. It's gonna need a little more. See what I got yonder? A dough. And I'm gonna put some flour on the board here. And I'm gonna get this out of here. You see that? That batter, and I mean, this ain't sourdough. It's so good. Why would you go to the trouble? Some of them sourdough recipes, and I know about them, you know what I mean? When it comes to sourdough, I mean, I can tell you something about it, but you see what we done right there? There's no need to be fooling around with your bread dough. Now what we're going to do is this right here is that root beer ice cream topping syrup. And now we're not going to use much, but you see what I did yonder? Just a ribbon like that. And you fold your bread over one time like this, one time up there like that, one time right there, whip around. We actually made a box. Did you notice that? You see what I got right there? Now, what I'm going to do is, I got that there skillet in the oven. What you do, you notice it's a cast iron. You put the flour in there that you saved over, and you dust that around. Now this skillet is 425 degrees, so don't be fooling around with it. And I'm gonna put that bread right in there. That's all there are to it. Well, yes, that right there, as far as a bread loaf, fresh baked just now, and it's sweet. It's root beer bread, fresh baked in the oven. It's delicious. I mean, we got some sugar in yonder, and we got that root beer flavor. Do you see that right there? This layer right in here. Do you see that? That's do you see that layer right in there? There's 2 of them. That's the root beer syrup. This is, you can put you some butter on yonder, and oh, that right there, that's a small helping. Try this. It's flour, powdered sugar, baking powder, and a root beer soda. Not to find. I mean, look, it's near perfection. Do you see the root beer? It's delicious at break time. Make you some. Leave a comment. If I may just give a serving suggestion, this right here, this is flour I borrowed from the neighbor, the sugar I borrowed from the neighbor, the baking powder I borrowed from the neighbor, and this soda, somebody passed it off to me a while ago down yonder at the crossroads. As a matter of fact, that's what started me on this. And the ever so popular root beer ice cream topping was a freebie. Anyways, you put it in your bandana right there. Fold her over, fold her over, fold her over, whatever how you want to. But anyways, you take this for your lunch tomorrow. Take it to your work. Take it out. And put it in the microwave. Just for 5 seconds even. Just warm. Good as is. The bandana on the table, the warm bread. And if they might have some butter there in your break room, slather it on there. Oh, it's delicious. This may be the world's best loaf of root beer bread that was ever baked. Somebody wanted a recipe for Christmas time. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to let this be the Christmas recipe. And I've got some, I'm going to show you something else. Now this is hot. It's 450 degrees. We're talking hot here. The cast iron skillet, it's beautiful. Root beer bread, fresh baked, cast iron. It don't get no better than this, and it ain't stuck neither. See, yonder? That's the thing about cooking with cast iron cookware. And the question for this week is, do you think I can get a used stove in New York City to use on the David Letterman show for $25? Leave a comment. I don't want to go up there with no stove. Root beer bread. See that right there? That is as a good a loaf of root beer bread that was ever baked. I put it out there for the world to see. Well, yes, I'm proud of it. Oh, it's perfect. That is probably, I'm going to eat some of it. Oh yeah. I'll tell you what. This right here is, this is a good recipe. All I can say about it is get her done.